Hi Leo, hope you're doing well, and this is going to be your June reading, and I would like to split this reading in two parts. The first one is going to be an astrological part because I do want to talk about eclipses. It's a pretty big deal for all of us. And then I would like to do a tarot spread for June, like always, see how these eclipses can affect you or just what June can bring. So for the first part, guys, I would recommend to watch this if you are Leo rising. Sun Leo, of course, can take something out of it, leave something out of it, but it's going to be the strongest for Leo rising. Okay, so the first eclipse that I would like to talk about, it's a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius in your sister sign, and it is going to happen in your fifth house, so something is going to culminate there. Fifth house is a house of romance, true love, so your personal relationships, your romantic relationships could be tested there. But at the same time, even though we are going to be receiving a very tense influence from Mars, which is making a square to the eclipse, which usually is challenging for you, however, it's not really going to be that intense. You know, there is an argument that pops up, and most likely it could, you know, because again, it is a challenging influence regardless. And I'm actually Leo moon, so I'm going to experience this eclipse on the emotional, deeper level rather than physical. But it will be testing our relationships. Maybe you will have to figure out, do I really want to be with this person? Do I really want to date right now? Or maybe I would like to focus on something else in my life. If you have children, children could come to the forefront where maybe something is culminating in their life and you are a direct witness. It could be that maybe they will require your attention, some kind of support, help during this time. And you know, Sagittarius is it's interesting because it's a liberation sign, right? It's not necessarily as liberating as Aquarius, but it is a sign of freedom and justice. So maybe if you have children, they could be, you know, set free in a way from maybe their education. Maybe they're finally going to graduate. And maybe they're going to move out of your home and start an adult life, right? Especially if you're, obviously, if your children are grown. For those of you that, and it's, I don't want to say it's like it can happen to everyone, you know what I mean? But if you've been planning to have children, if you've been wanting to get pregnant, and you've been doing everything for it, right? Especially like going to doctors, you know, trying to prepare for it, this lunar eclipse can finally bring you pregnancy. Okay, so it is a house of fun, hobbies, pleasures, everything that makes us feel joy. So, you know, it's interesting because like maybe you're going to change up your hobbies a little bit. Maybe you're going to be over this particular workout routine and you're going to decide to try something else. I don't know, instead of weightlifting, you're going to try yoga. I don't know, you know, or maybe you will decide to start working on some kind of a fun, exciting project, you know, something new in your life, something that you could really, first of all, something that you have fun doing, and also something that maybe you could present to the world later. But I would also like to mention that, kind of going ahead, but in December we're going to have a solar eclipse, total solar eclipse in this area of life. Okay, so if you are changing something up in that area of life currently, you are gonna see something new, some real results in December. You know, this is when you're going to have a huge green light to all your projects, to some fun things, you know, something that's related to children, related to relationships. Maybe your single life is ending, and by by December, you're going to meet that love of your life. You know what I mean? That's how I would say this could play out for you. Now, there is another eclipse that is happening in the sign of Cancer at 0 degrees on June 21st, and that's a solar eclipse, so something new is coming up, and that is happening in your 12th house. So it's really hard to pinpoint what exactly happens in that area, because 12th house is basically endings, really. So when there is a solar eclipse there, when there is something new there, you know, it's a little contradicting, I guess. And it does rule all the depths, you know, everything that's not shown to us, everything behind the scenes. And it's a very spiritual house. So what can I say? you know, for you, maybe you're going to discover a new spiritual practice, something very, very helpful for your health, for, you know, your mental health, emotional health, physical health as well. It could be you going deep into spirituality, really discovering new things, and maybe acknowledging something like, oh, you know, maybe that's what really resonates with me, this belief system or this spiritual practice, rather than, you know, something else. And I'll be honest with you, this is kind of playing out for me as well, even though I'm Leo moon and this influence is weaker for me. And then if I was, for example, Leo rising, you know, but for example, when you do divide spiritual practices, and I don't know if you would even call astrology a spiritual practice, but for me personally, astrology matters more than tarot. You know what I mean? I'm more passionate about astrology than I am about tarot. You know, same goes for Reiki, for example. Reiki for me is on like the very, very last shelf. You know what I mean? I can prioritize certain things in spirituality that resonate with me more. So, you know, that's how it could be for you. Also, if you've been planning to go to faraway places, 12th house rules those, this could be a good time to plan it. This could be a good time to maybe go somewhere far away. And I know that with the travel ban and everything, it's difficult. Just making any kind of long distance travel plans is difficult right now. But it could be, you know, there could be green light there in that area. Also your documents, your immigration as well, 12th house is that, you know, something new could come in, like a visa could come in, you know. So what else? I think I'm done here with the 12th house. Again, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what exactly you're going to experience as the new thing in your life, you know, but these are just things to be kind of aware of, you know. Also, since it is a, like I said, spiritual house, and it is a house of fear, and kind of going within and sacrificing and sometimes letting go of pain and all the psychological mess, kind of, you know, everything that we've been through in our life, it sits there in the 12th house. It could be with a solar eclipse that you will finally renew somehow. You know, maybe you are going to be able to let go of some kind of pain, some kind of a past memory that's been disturbing, and start new. You know, it could be almost like a new psychological journey for you. Okay, guys, so let's see what tarot can say about the month of June for you. So Leo, what can Leo expect to happen in June 2020? What can Leo expect to happen in June 2020? Let's see. Okay. So for some reason, a lot of hesitation here. And I mean, with the aggressive Mars that we're going to have, by the way, this reading is for everyone, guys, for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising, doesn't matter. But there is a lot of hesitation, especially in the first part of the month here. You know, it seems like maybe you are holding back from doing something, hesitating. It could also be that you are very... that you're strongly holding on to something that you have, and you're not willing to change it, you're not willing to let go of it. But lunar eclipse, especially in the 5th house, if you are Leo rising, you know, it could take away something there, change something up there. And if it's the romantic life that you are holding on to, maybe a single life you're holding on to, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're you don't feel like committing right now, you know, you want to focus on other things, you want to focus on fun life, fun lifestyle, for example, rather than being committed to someone. It's going to test you here, you know, because yes, there is tension, there is unwillingness to let go, unwillingness to change your circumstances. But with 301, something interesting is coming for you in June. You know, 301 is a card of something almost being here, and you manifested it. Whether it's intentional or not, you manifested something and it's coming to you in June, and it's usually positive, right? 3 of Wands is a positive card. It's not like some challenge is coming towards you. It could be challenged in a way how you view it, you know, because of all the resistance here, but at the same time, still, it could be something good coming your way, so you better not miss out. And like I said, the first card here is 4 of Pentacles, so you're holding back. Why is 4 of Pentacles here? And honestly, this energy could last, oh my god, so many conflicting cards here. This energy could last up until not the end of the month, but I want to say for the first 2 weeks for sure, okay? Unless you are very open to changes, you know, unless you are really ready to accept something new, you understand that changes can be healthy, and so on, then you won't be influenced by this energy. But I feel like maybe for most of you, still something is coming. You know, Three of Wands is still at the bottom of the deck, but we also have Seven of Cups and Five of Wands, which are the energies, tough energies. You know, it's like inner conflict, and maybe with Seven of Cups, you have some kind of an emotional roller coaster going on. You don't really know what to do. You don't really know what's best for you. And yeah, Mars could cause that, but at the same time, it's not just Mars. It's like the fixed energy that's not wanting to change. It's you know, it's almost like this little child that is throwing a fit, you know what I mean? And you keep telling them what to do, and because you know better, but they don't want to listen. So it could be that energy here, okay? Especially the first week. Now, going towards the middle of the month, here we got Nine of Wands, so it's still that resistance, it's still that tough energy where you don't really want to give in completely. However, Nine of Wands, it's almost 10, right? So you're almost at the end of the journey, and whatever is coming to you here, wow. And I just, you know, I did this, broke the deck, and I do have Six of Wands here, you know, a victory. So whatever is coming to you here, you know, it's not trying to hurt you, it's not trying to do any harm. If anything, it wants to be in your life. Why? For good, you know. Why is Nine of Wands here? Let's see what you're going. The Devil fears. Okay, well, I'm happy to. Okay, yeah, you're gonna break down your foundation in some way. In here, I'm gonna show you everything that I have. The foundation either will break down for you, or you will initiate this rebuilding of foundation, because, you know, we do have the Devil here, Ace of Swords and Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like you may be either afraid of confrontation in June, or maybe you're going to confront someone in June, because Ace of Swords sometimes is a little sharp and cutting, but it is getting down to the truth, getting down to the clarity of the situation. So it could be that maybe you will finally either confront someone, or maybe get confronted, so you know how to move forward, so you know that you can take that approach, that nothing scary is there. And especially, guys, if you're watching this and you have something on your mind, something that maybe you want to do, but you're kind of afraid to do it, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not sure, maybe some next time. Well, June, it seems like could be a good month to actually proceed with that. And Knight of Pentacles, I do see you moving forward very carefully, very slowly. If it comes down to your romantic relationships, right, well, then it could suggest that maybe you're finally going to give in and maybe start dating a person. Maybe you're going to be, I don't know, maybe you're going to try to work things out, to at least try it out, to see how you feel. If this is a relationship that's very burdening to you, it's finally time to possibly be straightforward with that person, you know, and be like, hey, I want to let go of this, you know, it's no longer serving me. And you are making moves here, so it just depends on your situation. If it's connected to projects, fun projects, hobbies and stuff like that, your work possibly, again, there is a sense of you hesitating to make big changes because maybe you're so used to them, maybe they're so familiar to you. But with the Tower here, either you are shifting, changing the foundation, right, maybe doing something new there, allowing changes in your life, or the changes are doing, you know, everything for you. And the last card we have here is Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords can sometimes, again, suggest confrontations of some kind, allowing yourself to actually talk things out. But be careful with Page of Swords, because Page of Swords, first of all, mistakes. So we're gonna have Mercury going retrograde on the 18th of June, I think. So with that energy there, if there are some contracts that are presented to you at the end of the month, try not to sign them quite yet, or maybe, I don't know, go over each detail, because Page of Swords sometimes suggests mistakes in the paperwork, mistakes in contracts, very little details here and there that you need to look over. Okay, so just watch for that energy. But also with Page of Swords, again, it could be a really good way to communicate with others, to really get to the bottom of things. So why is Page of Swords here? And it could sometimes be an argument, it could sometimes be here you are. It could sometimes be, you know, confrontation of some kind, and kind of a feels like an unpleasant talk at first, but then you understand why it happened. So we do have 10 of Wands, we do have King of Wands, and we do have Strength. And I also want to mention that, where is it? We do have 9 of Wands at first, right? So 9 of Wands is like hesitation, but kind of being almost there. So by the end of the month, guys, you are getting to your finish line with 10 of Wands, okay? You're upgrading one. And I feel like, again, if there is a burdening, heavy situation that you need to talk out, that you need to fix, it could be a good time to do that in June. With King of Wands, here you are in your own element. Here you are in your own energy, ready to act, no longer in that stagnation, no longer in that hesitation type, you know. Strength is here as well. You know, Strength would represent, first of all, it's your card. Again, you in your own element, but also being really motivated, being very determined to achieve your goals, and nothing is holding you back now. Whatever needs to end in the beginning of the month on June 5th, whatever needs to culminate, it's just clearing the path for you, really, you know. And it's just, it will add more things into your life, more positive things into your life. But also, with the eclipse and everything, it's something ending that you already are aware of. It's something changing that you are already aware of, because it's a lunar eclipse. We're completing something that we've been working on, rather than accepting new challenges, you know what I mean? So we are completing. Wonderful spread, guys. I feel like it's kind of transformative, especially with the tower there, you know, like boom, things are changing, you know, things are shifting for you. So I hope you guys have a great month, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.